Hi, my name is Lennie Arroyo. I've been with Sears Home Services for 15 years. Today I'd like to share with you guys about our spring HVAC preventive maintenance checks. The first step that I take is that I go to the thermostat inside in your home. I want to make sure the thermostat is not falling off the wall. Okay, make sure that the wiring is good on the thermostat itself and that it's calling for cooling. Once we go outside, want to make sure that there's no sounds that are not uncommon to the unit's functions. No loud noises. It's important that we give a clearance all around the unit, about 2 feet of space all the way around. The reason for this is it gives a proper airflow going inside the coils, so that way the unit can breathe and allow a transfer of heat while it's going across. For this portion, I'm going to cut the power to make sure that there's no power going to the unit and we're safe. Now that we have the 240 volts removed from the unit, I'm going to open up the panel and then proceed to look at the wiring inside. We want to check the wires, make sure that all the wires are connected properly. We don't see any wires that are burned. At this point, you also want to take advantage and take a look at the contactor that's right here. You also want to take a look at the capacitor that's right here. You want to make sure that the capacitor is not swelled up like a soda can. I'm going to put my gauges on now. What we're doing is we're going to check the refrigeration pressures. We want to make sure that they're sitting per manufacturer's design. If they're sitting too high on pressures or too low, service will be needed. Now that we have the gauges on, let's see where the pressures sit. So far, they're looking good. While we're checking the pressures, we also want to check the current flow. We want to check the amperage on the compressor itself and on the fan. We're going to check the fan first. And the fan's reading great. It's exactly where it should be per the specs of the manufacturer. Now we're checking the compressor because it's the heart of the unit. Compressor is also running as designed, which is great. The reason for that is we want to make sure that the unit does not overheat itself, doesn't run too hard. We want it to run as efficient as possible. The next thing we do is we check and verify that the motor doesn't need to be lubricated. Next, we'll check the inside unit. We want to make sure the air filter's not restricted, it's nice and clean. Also, we want to check the blower motor that it's working normally. Next, what we do is we clean the outside unit. We want to grab the water hose, we want to clean all around the coils, make sure they're nice and clean so it has proper airflow. A tip for you all, it's important that you guys try to clean this during the spring and summer months, at least once a month on the outside. Suggestion is not to have the water directly poured onto the motor. You can flood the motor and cause future services. Now we're going to wash the unit. You see how I'm going in an up and down angle? What we don't want to do is we don't want to put too much pressure on here where it can cause the fins to bend. We service all brands no matter where you bought them. Stay cool this summer. Call us today or book your appointment online at SearsHomeservices.com.